Hey, good morning, everyone. How's it going? So, it's the day after Christmas. Hope everybody had a good Christmas. I did. If you celebrate, I hope it was a good one. Anyway, so it's the day after Christmas. On Monday, one of the techs here, he up and quit, we saw that coming. It's not a loss, though. He was not a good technician at all. Actually, he was probably not going to be here much past the new year, regardless of if he quit or not, if you know what I mean. And then our other tech, Jaden, wound up with the stomach flu yesterday. So I spoke with him, and he's saying that he's going to try to make it in like around noon, but we'll see. I mean, it is what it is. What are you going to do? If somebody's sick, they're sick. And Rob, the owner, is on vacation, and he's away in Europe for 2 weeks. I'm the only one here. And check this out. Dink, 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 dink. All the bays are full, and I have a parking lot full. So what are you gonna do? Things happen in this business. So I started calling people already, telling them, hey, your car's not gonna be done today. So I was hoping, but what are you gonna do? So what am I actually working on now? I got a 2013 Honda Civic. This got towed into me on Monday. And it got towed in and died while driving. And she said that she thought the battery was dead, which it was stone dead. And I charged the battery and I got it started, and it's not charging. However, and I can't display this or show you this right yet, or even let you hear it right yet. Not something you can see, it's something you can hear. The starter's messed up in this thing. So it like engages and it doesn't sound right. It sounds horrible when it's trying to start, like the drive is kicking in and out or something. I did inspect the flex plate, the teeth on the flex plate, and they look fine, so I think it's all in the starter itself. So for right now, we're going to be changing the alternator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of show you what's involved in changing an alternator in one of these. They're not horrible. They're a little tight, but they're not horrible to do. First things first is disconnect the battery. Now, if you recall, I told you this, the recommendation is you disconnect negative first. Why is that? Disconnect negative first because if you go to disconnect positive first, you can short the tool out onto something because the battery's connected. Basically, you're running the positive post into something. Like here, like let's say you put a wrench on here and you wind up hitting the radiator support here. This is metal. This is plastic. This is metal. You hit this, let's just say, or even the battery hold down. If you hit that, you could short it out. So that's the reason for disconnecting negative first. There is no other reason. There's no other reason to do it. That's it. So if you have a positive post that's easy to get to and you're going to disconnect it, obviously you could do it. You just got to be careful so you don't short something out. Because I've heard all sorts of wild stories about why you got to disconnect negative first. The only truth is you got to be careful so you don't ground it out. So like on this, I can disconnect the positive without grounding out anything. I'm not concerned about it. I've done it once in my life, and it was on a Ford Mustang. It happened to be my own car. And I went and I put a wrench on a positive post, and I went to go loosen it up, and I slipped the wrench, and I whacked it into the end of the fender, and it welded itself there real quick. I just, I grabbed it and yanked it off of there. But yeah, so you do have to be careful. But that's the reason. So in case you're wondering, whoops, I got a compressor now. So let me disconnect the battery, and then we're going to start with the alternator. The alternator's down here, as you can see. That's a CarQuest label. So this has been replaced at some point in this car's life. The customer does not recall when it was. They said it was over a year ago, so they're not that concerned about it. So I'm going to disconnect the battery and start disconnecting electrical connectors, and we're going to go from there. All right, so you got an electrical connector here. I already depressed that to release it. I already took the nut off there to release this. Now, you want to disconnect the battery like I did there, because that would be positive, and you would ground it out. Next is disconnect this. I already took the 10 millimeter out that holds this to that bracket. As you can see, the back of this alternator has a shield on it, so that shield has to come off. And I usually just take this, see that little tab right there? You pull it that way, and this slides up. Then your harness is out of the way. 10 millimeter there, take that off to get the bracket off. And then we loosen up the actual tensioner, which should be that big. 19, I'm assuming that is. There. And if I'm not mistaken, these tensioners are pretty stiff. So I'm going to replace the belt too, because if you see, it's pretty glazed up on the back. I asked the customer if they wanted us to do that, and they said sure. There's no extra labor involved, it's just a belt. And also, I usually zip tie this AC hose just to the side, just so it's not like there and kind of in my way, just to give myself a little extra room. All right, let me get that bracket off. I'm going to get a 10 gear wrench back there, take that cover off, and then we're going to get the tensioner loose. Okay, so with the bracket off here, the bracket off the back. The bracket in the back, I'm probably going to undo the tab right there for the harness and then put this plate on the alternator before I install it. It'll just be easier that way. But now I got to undo this tensioner. So let me put you in a holder here, my stand. And let's see. Can I give you a little better view? One thing I hate about this stand, it works great, but it's like, it's got to be, it's toothed, so it's like I can't pick and choose exactly where I want it. So now you just push up on that tensioner piece, and it's got like a damper to it, so it can be a little difficult. And it's pretty tight. Like Honda does an amazing job with their tensioners, I will give them that. I'm not a huge Honda fan, but they do make a good product. It's a personal thing. So I'm gonna leave that just sitting like that. So now, what I'm gonna do is pull the alternator out. I need to get myself, I think, a headlight. Now at the front of the alternator down here is one nut, and then up here is another. I mean, one bolt. Over here is another. Wow, that got tight all of a sudden. I don't know why. That nut is captured on the alternator. The one to the back side there, you can't see that, right? Let's see. It's a nut right there, but I guess it's captured in there. So then there is a bolt down here that gonna have to get to. Can you even see it? Probably not. All right, let me get some tools. I can try to get in there a little better so you can see it. All right, hang on 1 minute. All right, so the bolt is down here. I actually got to use a headlight to see what I'm doing. It's not terrible to get to. I lied to you. Still lied to you. That was actually for the tensioner that I just disconnected. I'll show you that in a minute. I should probably look at the new alternator to see exactly how this thing's bolted up, because maybe I'm looking at it wrong. Hang on a second. All right, actually, let me put a light down here. Maybe I could see a little better. The bolt is actually closer to the water pump pulley. Let me get this belt out of my way. I mean, we are going to be putting a belt on. Yeah, it's not in the position I thought it was in. I might not be able to do it with this. Maybe use something else. Yeah, I can't get the tool in there. Let me go get some hand tools. Hang on a second. All right, so I got my quarter drive ratchet with 12 on it. It's too loose for the ratchet to ratchet, and it's a little too tight for my fingers, but it's going. There we go, it's out. Not terrible. And then I just want to show you real quick what I disconnected before. Because that's the piston for the tensioner. See the tensioner? Whoops. Let me back out so you can see better. See how the tensioner moves when I move this? So I just got to connect this back. All right, so not a big deal. Let me dig out the new alternator, and then we're going to install that. I got to tighten that up, and we'll get the alternator in place. Okay, so I tighten that up. I'm going to take the belt out of here. The belt wraps around to the back here, where I don't know what that is. That's an idler or whatever. It doesn't really matter. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to route the new belt in place, and then what I'll do is I'll show you after the belt is in place, and then we're going to get the alternator on. So there you go, the belt is on, or at least it's close in place. That's what I wanted to achieve. Now we can throw the alternator in place. So let's put you up here. And as you see, I already put that shield on. So now we're going to lay this in place. If you were reusing the old alternator, let's say you had to take it out for some kind of service or repair, this sleeve here, you have to drive that in a little bit. This way it makes it easy to fit back on. You don't have to, but it makes your life much easier. Like, see how loose this is now? So when I tighten that bolt, it's going to make that sleeve move in. It's basically for adjustment to take up slack. So now let me catch the rest of these bolts, bolt underneath there. I'm not going to film that entire part, but let me do that so I can get this job done. Okay, what I wanted to show you real quick is this. Let's see if I can zoom down on it. Maybe, maybe not. Let's see. Now you see the alternator. Well, actually I tightened the lower bolts. You can't see it, but you can see the gap in here. So now as you tighten it, you see how it dragged it in? So now it takes up the slack to give the alternator a nice snug fit. So now, basically I tighten everything by hand at this point. And I did tighten up the tensioner. I don't know if I told you that. As you remember, I accidentally took the tensioner bolt out. All right. Let me try to get this belt caught. Move you to that position. I'm going to have my headlight on here. Otherwise I'm blind as a bat. struggle with that for a minute. Oop, hang on a second, got somebody at the office. All right, and there it is. The new belt is in place. A little bit of a pain in the butt. Hondas usually are, I don't know why. So now I gotta hook the brackets up, hook the wiring up, connect the battery, and go from there. And cut that zip tie, but let's get all that done, and then let's make sure this thing's charging. So there we go, everything's hooked up, battery's hooked up. I got my voltmeter on there, just so we can see if it's charging. Now, listen to this thing starting, and you'll hear what I'm talking about with the starter. It sounds terrible. Did you hear that? That was the starter kicking in and out. All right, so now we're charging. It barely get to 12.8 before. Now, whenever you're done too, putting a alternator in and putting a belt on, look at it again. Just make sure that the cogs or the ribs in the belt, like you didn't wind up with it being off one tooth, so to speak. So just inspect and make sure that everything's lined up the way it's supposed to be. Which it is. So I'm good with that. All right. So that one's good to go. So we'll call the customer and tell them they're all set, ready to pick it up. I'm just going to take it for a quick ride up the street. But other than that, this one's done. All right. Well, hopefully you got something out of that video. If you did, hit that like button. If you could, please subscribe. If you look down in the description, you'll see I have links to Amazon products, stuff that I use personally, and stuff that I do recommend. I'm not asking you to buy anything, but if you could at least give it a click, it does help me. Clicks do help me. So, all right, guys. Have a great day. Keep wrenching.